Hello mathematicians, welcome back to another video. Doing linear functions yet again today, and if you don't know what linear functions are, or if you just want to brush up on the topic of linear functions, you can find the whole playlist on there at the top of the description as well as the info box. So if you want to learn something about linear functions or you forgot something that we are using here in this video, make sure to check out the playlist, it's good. We are going to apply today, yet again. It's the third out of 3 videos where we are going to reconstruct functions equation for linear functions. Last 2 videos we had 1 point given, and also in the first one we had a slope given. Okay, and from this we want to reconstruct the equation of this linear function, and in the second one we had a point given and a y-intercept and did the same thing. But today we are going to go a step further and say we are going to have 2 points given and we want to find out what the functions equation for this linear function is. And I hope you're going to enjoy this video. Now we are going to dive right in. Let's say we have a certain exercise given. Let's say exercise says we have a generalized linear function f of x being equal to a times x plus b, and this function or the graph of this function goes right through 2 points. Let's say point 1 is going to be 1, 1, and the point 2 that we're having is going to be 2, 4. And now I'm going to present you the first method. The first method is just going to involve the slope formula for a, because this thing is really useful and you shall not forget it. It's extremely useful. It's really useful, and later for derivatives comes in play again. So what was the slope formula for our a? Well, the slope formula just told us that a is the quotient of the difference in y values divided by the difference in x values. To put this into less mathematical terms, or not this weird notation, we can also say that this is just the y-coordinate of the second point minus the y-coordinate of the first point divided by the x-coordinate of the second point minus the x-coordinate of the first point. And all you really need to do is to identify what y2, y1 and x2, x1 actually are. And it's really easy if you have indices given, like here in this exercise. So what about y2? Well, it's the y-coordinate corresponding to the second point, hence the 2. Well, this right here is our second point, P2, meaning the y-coordinate is 4. y2 is hence nothing but 4. So what is y1? Well, obviously it's then the 1. It's the y-coordinate corresponding to the first point. What about x2? Well, x2 is the x-coordinate corresponding to the second point. So this right here is x2, and there's not much left that we could give a certain name. So this right here is x1. And now we just need to plug stuff into here, and then we are basically done. It's as easy as it is. Meaning, what is y2? It's 4 minus, okay, y1 is nothing but 1 divided by, okay, x2 is 2 minus, and x2 is 1, x1 is 1, I'm terribly sorry. Meaning, this is really easy to solve. 4 minus 1 is going to give us, okay, that's just 3, divided by 2 minus 1 is 1. And 3 over 1 is hence nothing but 3. Meaning overall we have found out what our a actually is. Our a is nothing but 3. And now we can plug a into here, because why the hell not? We have found it out. So let's make use of it. F of x is hence nothing but 3x plus b. Okay, now we have this reduced a tiny little bit. The only unknown that we still need to find out is b. And now remember something, if we were to plug in x values into our f, this is just going to turn into a linear equation, because we are going to evaluate f at a certain x value and it's going to spit out a certain y value, just like with f of 2 being equal to 4. And well, this right here is a linear equation with just one unknown, b, and we can solve for b uniquely. Okay, b is uniquely determined if we just were to plug in 1 point x and y, and hence we are done. Meaning we can just plug in the easiest point here. Okay, both are really easy, but this right here looks even more easy. We could plug in 1, 1 into this equation, and then we can solve for b, and thus we are done. Meaning, what exactly is f evaluated at x being equal to 1? Well, this on the one hand is, if we plug the 1s into all the x's, we are going to get 3 times 1 plus b is nothing but, well, f of 1 is the y value corresponding to the x value x1, meaning this is going to be 1. Okay, this right here is the equation that we need to solve, and it's really easy to solve, to be honest. I mean, 3 times 1 is nothing but 3, so we are going to be left with 3 plus b being equal to 1. And now, what do we have to do for solve for b? Well, obviously we need to subtract 3 on both sides, because 3 minus 3 is going to give us 0, and 0 plus b is hence nothing but b. Meaning, if we were to subtract 3 on both sides, we are going to get b being equal to 1 minus 3, and 1 minus 3 is going to be negative 2. And thus we are done. We can now take our b and put it into this equation, and then we are done. We are done with the reconstruction. F of x is hence nothing but 3x minus 2 overall. And this is it. And now you can check if your answer is okay, because if we were to plug in 2 into here, okay, f of 2 is 3 times 2, this is 6 minus 2 is going to give us 4, which is exactly the y value of the point 2. And this is good, this was really easy, right? Now we are going to go through the second method, and this just involves solving a set or just a pair of linear equations. It's not too hard, it just sounds hard. So hear me out on this one. If we were to solve this right here, okay, imagine this right here is a linear equation yet again, if we were to plug in x values. Then we are going to have two unknowns, okay? Two unknowns can be uniquely determined if a solution exists if we have two equations with two unknowns. But do we have two equations? Well, obviously yes, because we have 2 points. We can plug this first point into here, getting us the first equation, then we can plug this point into here, giving us the second equation. Let us do this really quick and then we can solve this system of equations. Okay, so for the first one, we are going to have f of 1 being equal to, okay, 1 into here is a times 1, okay, one apple is just the apple in itself, so a plus b being equal to the y value. Here, this is 1. Okay, this right here is our first equation. Really easy, right? Okay, now for the second one, f of 2, because 2 was our second x value. It's going to be, okay, 2 into here, this is 2 times a plus b being equal to, so what's the y value? This is nothing but 4. Okay, so we got our two equations going. What are we going to do with this? I mean, everything turns out to just be the approach that we took for deriving the slope formula here. We are going to eliminate our b now, because the b is just isolated already. It's just single-handedly there. So what we are going to do is we could say, okay, why not subtract the first equation from the second one? So we are going to say this equation minus this one, okay, 2 minus 1. What are we going to get then? I'm going to write everything out. So left-hand side minus left-hand side is 2a plus b minus everything here. So minus a and minus b being equal to, okay, 4 minus 1. So right-hand side minus right-hand side. Okay. So what is going to happen? I mean, we have b minus b. If you have 3 apples and I'm going to take them away from you, you are going to have no apples at all. And then we're going to have 2 apples minus 1 apple is going to be just 1 apple. Okay, I'm going to take it away from you, leaving us overall with a being equal to, okay, right hand side 4 minus 1 is hence nothing but 4 minus 1 is 3. Hey, and this is what we got before. A is equal to 3. Like I said before, slope formula has been derived on this channel rigorously by solving this very system of equations that we are going to have here, just with random x and y coordinates plugged into here. Okay, and last thing we are going to do is we are going to plug our a into one of these two equations and then we are done. So let's say we're going to plug the a into the first equation because it looks really easy, leaving us overall with, okay, a is equal to 3, so 3 plus b is hence nothing but 1, and we know how to solve this because we did do so before. This was the very same equation that we got here now. Subtracting 3 on both sides gives us b being equal to 1 minus 3. Is equal to negative 2, and if we were to plug everything into our generalized equation that we are going to have here, our generalized function, we are going to get f of x is hence equal to 3x minus 2, and thus we are done. I thank you guys for watching. Those are the two main methods that I want to present to you guys. Obviously you can make use of slope triangles, for example. Put both points into coordinate system, take your ruler, connect those, and then find the slope triangle, but it all boils down to what we have here, to like the slope formula. It's all just mathematically made rigorous using this formula here. But it really doesn't matter what you use as long as you get to the right answer. Thank you guys for watching. If you enjoyed this video, like, subscribe, make my channel fact. If you want to support the channel a bit more, but don't see this like great, or take a look at the second channel. We also have Patreon. No. Take a look at the main channel, that's the main channel. Other than that, if you know about someone who needs some maths help, then recommend this channel to him. And up until next video, I wish you guys a flammable day. Ciao.